Hi, today I'm going to give you a really simple technique so that you can enjoy Headspace on demand in under 10 seconds, anytime and anywhere. My name is Georgina Hallaby. I'm a performance and wellbeing coach, and I help leaders all over the world step into peak performance and well-being, not one at the expense of the other. So let's just jump straight in, shall we? Let's have a look at where stress and anxiety live, right? Obviously in our brain, but our brain and our mind exists in any of one of three places at any given time. The first one is in the future, right? We're thinking of all of the things that might happen, that could happen, that we have to do or should do, right? Stress and anxiety are future facing. For example, the person who is really worried about doing a presentation, they're already thinking about everything that can go wrong. In their mind and in their body, they're actually experiencing this hallucination, this idea of, oh my God, my brain is going to go blank. My heart's going to start going. I'm going to have sweaty palms. They're all going to laugh at me. Already catastrophizing. It hasn't happened yet, right? So here's the important thing to know. Stress and anxiety, they're not a thing. They're not a noun. They're a verb. We do stress and we do anxiety by the thoughts that we have, by the beliefs that we indulge or that we don't question, right? This is a classic example. We're already rehearsing the stress and anxiety. Is it any surprise that you get up on that stage and feel stressed? You've just rehearsed it. The other place, of course, that the mind lives is in the past, thinking about everything that went wrong in the past. Well, this is where regret lives. This is where shame lives, in the past. So our mind is either in the past or in the present, or in the future, right? Both of these are fiction. The future hasn't happened yet. The past is like a very subjective replay of a photo of a photo of a photo. Every single time we replay it, it becomes less faithful to the truth, right? Both are fiction. Drop it. Instead, get your mind into the now. The now is where the challenge is that you're facing. But the now could also be that beautiful moment that you want to have your mind and your heart in with your family, right? The now is where happiness lives because, of course, you can never be happy in the future because the only time you ever experience the future is in the present. So we need to get your mind out from the rumination of the future or the past. How do we do that? We use your body as a vehicle. Right? This is no new news. This has been used obviously for meditation, yoga, exercise, walks in nature. These are all classic techniques that we use to get our back into our body, back into the now, right? But it doesn't matter. I could be meditating for an hour in the morning. I could be in my Zen den. But when my teenager comes up trying to pick a fight, I can't just say, sorry, I'm just going to roll out my mat. Give me 5 minutes. We need something snackable in the moment that will switch you from the part of your brain that is reactive, that self sabotages, that's all about survival, to this part of your brain, your prefrontal cortex, that part that is resourceful and creative and has perspective, right? So I'm going to show you a technique using your body as a vehicle to switch off your overthinking mind and bring you back into the present. Rather than tell you about it, let's just experience it together. Okay? All you need to do is look at my hands, this hand in particular, and you can't do it wrong. No way you can do it wrong. And I'm not going to jump scare you, I promise. You're just going to look at this hand. You ready? Go. That's it. Stop. What was the state of your mind just then? Was it peaceful, focused, present? Yeah, how did it feel? Calm, relaxed? Were you thinking about what you're having for dinner? No, just here now. How long did that take us? Right? No time at all, right? So what we just experienced was using one of your sense faculties, sight, using single pointed attention, noticing the object. We just switched off all of the outside narrative, got you back into your body. Now, there are other sense faculties that we can use because obviously, in the middle of a meeting or a tough conversation, you can't say, sorry, hold on a second, just go like this, please, right? So, here's some of the other ones. What have we got? We've got taste, touch, smell, sight. You can do touch. This is my favorite. Take your thumb and your forefinger and ever so gently rub them together. And you want to be feeling the fingertip ridges on each fingertip pad with exquisite attention. How does that feel? Good, right? Or you could do, what can you hear far away? What can you hear in the near distance? Can you hear your heart or your breath? You could do the same with sight. What can you see far away? We all know that having small gaps in your work where you look out the window is great for your mind. It's not just resetting your focus and your eyes. It's great. It's a great pattern interrupt. The other thing that you could do, so there's two instances that you should be practicing because the more you do this throughout the day, the more you're getting out of your head and into your life, right? So simple things like when you have a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you drink, smell it. Feel your hands on the warm cup. Just take a moment to really appreciate this taste, this smell, this lovely aroma. Or every time you go to the toilet, right? Something that we're doing frequently throughout the day. Washing your hands. Feel the warm water on your hands or the towel, right? Get back into your body. The other thing that is really great is using breath. 3 deep breaths, because our breath is tied into our physiology. When we're stressed, it's all on the up in breath, right? All on the shallow in breath. But when we relax, we sigh. Our body and our mind are physiologically wired around our breath. So 3 deep breaths just calms all of your nervous system, drops your cortisol levels, right? So that's the first instance. When you can practice this throughout the day in habits that you do frequently, brushing your teeth, right? Cup of coffee, going to the toilet. The next time is whenever you're being triggered. So whenever you're feeling a negative emotion, you're in your head. Stop. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Rub your fingers, 3 deep breaths, focus on a physical sensation. It doesn't take long, a couple of seconds. And then ask yourself, what's the most constructive thing I can do right now? Such a small change, but such a big impact, because what happens then is you pattern interrupt your normal programs, patterns, and behaviors. You take a step back, you shift into a part of your brain that serves you, and you choose. You have the space for objective choice. Is this helping me? No. Okay. What else can I do that will be beneficial? And when we do that, we start to rewire our brain, create new neural pathways. The more we practice that, that becomes habit. That becomes destiny. We change our actions, we change our mindsets, we change our outcomes, we change our possibilities. So imagine waking up every morning. Your thoughts are clear, your energy is steady. Take 3 deep breaths, feeling the duvet, asking yourself, what could I do today that will give me 10 times the impact with half the effort? You're clear. You're leading with calm, not cortisol. You're feeling confident, right? Great in your own skin. What would that be like, right? What impact would that make on your life, personally and professionally? What sort of impact would that make after 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? This doesn't have to be a dream. This is a choice. And I've given you a tool today that will really, really help you get on your way. And if this vision that you have for the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, for how you want to be and the impact that you want to create, if you want that to become a probability and not just a possibility, I invite you to book a clarity call with me. We'll look at how you want to be, where you want to get to, and what will get you there. We'll look at what's stopping you, and we'll give really easy, useful tools like you've experienced today to help you on your way. So if that is of interest, book a call with me. Otherwise, I strongly encourage you to put this technique into practice now, today. I can't wait to hear how it goes. Good luck.